Well, hey there, it's morning here in California. It's what? 6:11 in the AM. Wow. I'm up early because I slept all night. I don't know if it's my heart medication. I don't know if it's depression. I don't know what it is. But I have been sleeping for anywhere between 14 and 20 hours a day for a while if I'm not working. Okay? And I don't like this. That's why I enjoy working. I enjoy doing stuff. I was helping out a buddy of mine with his weed company, and it was cool, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna let him know that, I'm done working with you. You know? I just get I need something to do, but I get tired. I hate being told what to do, if that makes sense. Alright? I just like having stuff to do. And I was working at a weed distro, and I'm making, thousands of joints a day, and I'm, packaging tons, deliveries, just tons of stuff. And for a while, it was cool. I was working anywhere between 3 and 5 days a week. Some days I do deliveries and have to stay overnight some places, and I was cool with that. Just get me out of town for a while, because there's so much beautiful country out there that I haven't seen. But I think because there's a downturn in the marijuana industry that his business isn't doing so well. Plus, let's face it, when they reschedule marijuana, you're going to be able to buy it at convenience stores. Dispensaries are going to be a thing of the past. You're going to see marijuana at the counter right next to the Fireball shots and the nicotine disposables and the cigarettes. You're going to see Marlboro marijuana. I've already seen Budweiser marijuana, okay? Corporations are going to take over. Welcome to America. That's what happens here. If you're a small business, if you're a family-owned business, you either get bought up by a corporation, or in the case of a Walmart coming into your community, you ultimately get bankrupted, which sucks. That's why I'm against corporate America, and I don't know. I think capitalism, as far as I'm concerned, is Satanism, but that's to be discussed at another time. But since May, I've only worked 5 or less days a month, and because of that, I'm sleeping too much, and okay, I'm trying to figure out why I'm depressed. That's why I'm going to a psychologist, because sometimes you gotta ask questions to people you don't know who have degrees called doctors, so I do. But working helped me do something, gave me something to do. But now there's no more work with this dude, so I'm just hey, I'm just gonna put in my 2-week, call it a day, because for whatever reason there's just no working with him anymore, so why bother? It just sucks. But he's a good dude. But and also, that's another thing too, I want to get out of there before I start resenting him, if that makes sense, because he's a good dude. I find myself making really curt observations about him now. And I gotta, for mental health reasons, it's just time for me to move on. You know? I mean, I've had shitty bosses. Oh my god. I worked at a fireworks wholesaler in Harrisville, Pennsylvania. I was the manager of a fireworks warehouse. I had the absolute worst fucking boss ever. Okay? This guy named Bob. He owned a fireworks place that I'm not gonna give any credit to. Not even gonna shout out where it was in Pennsylvania. We'll just say it's in Pennsylvania. After I got done with school, my first job was with a fireworks wholesaler. I was brought on. I was salaried at $35,000 a year. That's big money back in 1998, Not really. But to be honest, I just wanted to learn more about fireworks, which I did. I learned that when the boss wasn't there, it was a great time to take stuff. I used to put on fireworks displays for my parents a number of years ago, maybe about almost 30 years ago, I guess. Yeah. 25 years ago, I guess. They had these neighbors, and the neighbors had these two little kids. And in the middle of winter, I would come over and I would put on fireworks displays for them, and they would be so cute to be in their winter jackets. The winter jackets just so, clapping their hands like this. It was so cute. Tapping their feet. That was adorable. But Bob sucked. He just sucked. I mean, his dad started their business. He took over. So I guess they had traditions, right? I decided as a manager I was going to put a boombox into the warehouse for morale purposes. So I did. Didn't ask him. I figure I'm the manager. I'll do what I want to do. I put a boombox in. And it was awesome. We got so much shit done. The dudes were happier. They're singing along. I would make everybody play rock, paper, scissors until we got down to one person, and that one person got to pick what music we listened to that day. Most of the time it was country, but I didn't care. I still don't like country music. It's just garbage. But hey, we all have different tastes and preferences, what have you. So productivity was up in the warehouse. As soon as we get a container in, we would empty it out, have it organized, have it shelved, and things were going great until Bob comes down to the warehouse, and in his little pissed off face, he comes over, marches over, and he takes the boombox and he rips the plug out, and he wraps the cord around, being all just dramatic, super asshole. And I'm like, hey Bob, what gives? He's like, there's no music to be played in the warehouse. And I'm like, and all of us are just looking at each other like, what the fuck? So I went and talked to him. I'm like, hey, can I have my boombox back? He's like, you can have it back at the end of the day. And I was like, Bob, listen, productivity's up in the warehouse because I brought in that boombox for morale. He's like, I don't care. My dad didn't have a boombox. My dad didn't have music in the warehouse. I don't have music in the warehouse. That means You don't have music in the warehouse. What a jagoff. I hated working for this guy. I hate it. I was hoping so bad that I was going to, like, if I was going to be working for a fireworks wholesaler, that, like, you know, this guy was going to, you know, be missing, like, you know, some teeth, be wearing an eye patch, couple fingers gone, but no. Hanging out with Johnny Straight-Lace the whole time, but there was this one time. Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with this stuff called black powder. Okay? Black powder is a extremely explosive powder. I went to the Western Pyrotechnics Winter Blast, which was in February's at Lake Havasu, Arizona, where it was a convention for fireworks where they'd bring in millions of dollars worth of fireworks and you get to test them, see if you want them for your business. And I brought in some acid, and that was probably one of the smartest things I ever did. That was wild. I got to test drive a lot of fireworks while tripping balls. That was back when we were in Lake Havasu, and Arizona's, you couldn't get a beer after 1 a.m. Like, their cutoff time was 1 a.m. and everybody was always so pissed. Like, oh, we could drink until 2. It's like, I should try acid then. But, so, I was at the Western Pyrotechnics Winter Blast, and they had this event where they would put an anvil on top of another anvil. The anvil on the bottom had a hole drilled in it that you would pack with black powder. You would lead a fuse from the hole of black powder out to the end, and you would put another anvil on top. The object of this event was to see how high you could get. Like, it's an actual huge anvil, like the ones that people who make swords, people who make horseshoes, people who do, you know, metal work, metallurgy. One of those type of anvils. Big, heavy anvil. Takes like 2 people to put it up anvil. Big, heavy. This black powder would shoot it hundreds of feet into the air. Like nothing. Yeah, black powder was something you don't fuck with. There was actually a dude there. He had to go to the hospital twice because he kept fucking up. First time was he put a salute shell in a metal tube, which you're not supposed to. You're supposed to put it in a HDPE tube, which is high definition polyurethane, simply because when the HDPE tubes don't shoot shrapnel everywhere if you have a misfired salute inside of it. A salute is one of those shells that goes up and then just boom. It's just a boom. It's no lights or anything. Boom. Just big loud boom. So this guy put a salute shell into a metal tube and ended up misfiring, and he had to go to the hospital because he had shrapnel in his ass. Okay? So this unlucky fella, the next day, we had shell making classes at the Western Pyrotechnics Winter Blast. We had shell making classes where we can make our own shells and blow them up. So I was making shells, and the thing was held at a racetrack in Lake Havasu. Over in the distance on the racetrack, there was a loud explosion. People were concerned, and then all of a sudden, ambulances showed up. So, something happened. Apparently what had happened was the same guy who had the misfire in the tube, who got shot in the butt. From what I heard, he had spilt black powder onto the racetrack, decided to use his foot to whisk it away, not realizing that would cause static, and the black powder ignited, and it blew his foot off. From what I heard, and also from what I heard, might have been a game of telephone, but who knows? Apparently, a little girl found his toe over by the concession stand. Ooh. But that was the Western Pyrotechnics Winter Blast. It was fun, except for my boss, who was a pain in my ass. But I wanted to tell that story about black powder because this is a story about me and Bob. And 600 pounds of black powder. You can only imagine the explosion from 600 pounds of black powder. I went with Bob to Cleveland to pick up 6 100-pound bags of black powder. We weren't in any sort of reinforced vehicle or anything. We were just in a minivan. I'm traveling with 600 pounds of black powder in the back. If there's any sort of spark, ignition, someone crashes into us, bye. But I remember on that trip back from Cleveland, it was about a 2-hour journey back. He played talk radio the whole time. And it wasn't even like good talk radio or anything. It was just awful. Just garbage AM talk radio, right-wing nonsense. I remember on the way back, I was just so over it. I was like, I hate this shit. I just want to listen to some freaking rock and roll or something. I remember the news was on AM. There was a tanker truck next to us. All I kept thinking to myself was like, man, if I just do a quick right into that tanker truck, we'll be on this news program in a couple hours. But I didn't. I'm still here. Yeah, Bob sucked. He was the worst. God, he was awful. I remember, here's a funny story. He kept fucking me over on pay. Like, I started out at $35,000, then it went down to 32, then it went down to 30, down to 28, then 26, and then that one was like, get the fuck out of here, I'm gone. So, I remember there was this one time Bob came in, I was in the office, working on the catalog. Bob came in, he was all huffy and just... And I'm like, Bob, what's up? You know, and he's like giving me all the signs. What's up, Bob? I gotta find a new hay supplier. And I'm like, why, what's up? He's like, you know the Amish people that I get my hay from, that I trade fireworks to for my hay? I'm more like, yeah. He's like, they just got busted for trafficking heroin through Pennsylvania. Oh, boy. Yeah, I remember this jackass was like telling me about how, you know, he had 2 thoroughbred racehorses and how he couldn't afford to pay me. And I was like, sell one of your damn horses. You know? But whatever. He was a jagoff. He got pissed off when I quit. But, you know, it's like, why would I want to stay? You just shafted me in pay like how many times? It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. But I've had some shitty bosses. I remember one time I had to quit a job because I almost threw my boss down a flight of stairs. That was at the Beehive in Oakland. I just was so fed up with one of the owners. He was upstairs. There was a huge staircase that went up to the upstairs area. It was like a seating area and a pinball room and a place where everybody would play Magic the Gathering. And so this one day, one of the owners, the other owner was cool as shit. One of the owners pissed me the fuck off. I put him in a headlock, and I took him over to the top of the stairs, and I was just like, nope. I gotta, hey, this is my 2-week notice. I just, you know what, I'm not going to jail because I'm going to turn you into a human slinky. I just let him go, and I said, hey, this is my 2-week notice. I was just fed up. You know. I've had some shitty bosses. When I was working at Starbucks. I worked at Starbucks at Sunset and La Brea during 9/11. That's why I don't drink coffee, because that was the one day I wanted to try coffee and fuck ruin my day. But this dude, his name was Rafiq. He was this Middle Eastern dude. I remember on 9/11, I was like, dude, we need to close this door. He was like, why? I'm like, you look like a terrorist. I was just in the moment. He was just a fucking asshole is what he was. I tried getting health benefits through Starbucks. You were evaluated every 90 days at that time. You had to work a certain amount of hours. I worked at that time, I had 3 jobs. I worked at Starbucks in the morning. I worked at a telemarketing firm on Wilshire in the afternoon. And in the evenings, I answered phones at the Comedy Store. I was busting hump is what I was doing. And I was the dude at Starbucks. He would give me the enough hours, all right? You needed 90 hours or something like that per month. I forget the criteria. And always, like, you know, for like 3 months, you had to do like 90 hours a month for 3 months or something like that. Always on the 3rd month, he would short sheet me by 1 hour and therefore negate me from getting benefits. Then I'd have to start over and do the whole thing over again. Another 3 months, he'd do the same fucking thing where I would be 1 hour short of meeting the criteria. Yeah, fuck that guy. I stole a lot from that store. I ain't gonna fucking lie. I'm out under oath and I don't give a shit. But my girlfriend and I, we ate well because of that store. Let's just put it that way. We ate well. They had these pesto turkey cranberry sandwiches, and I'd be at the counter just putting them in my cargo pants and just walking out. Just, you fuck me, I fuck you. It's that simple. Fuck you, corporate Starbucks, for fucking doing that to me. Yeah, that guy Rafiq sucked. It was fun, though, because I had a girlfriend there. Like, this girl came in, and she's really cute. She's this red-haired girl, beautiful blue eyes, very demure up top, and then she just had this nuclear bomb of an ass. It was so big and beautiful. My God. So she just got hired, and I had the fortitude to show her where all the, you know, sugar packets were, and the creamer, and napkins, and everything. as I'm doing it, she just had these Davy Jones from the Monkey starry eyes just like towards me, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, dude, this chick digs you, bro. And she did, and we ended up getting together, and oh man, it sucked working at Starbucks. We had to keep, everyone knew we were fucking. Everyone knew. Everyone. But the bullshit with Starbucks is, you can't let anybody know. And the reason why is because if you're dating someone from Starbucks, they have to move you to a different store or some nonsense. Fuck you, Starbucks. You can suck every dick that ain't mine. I don't ever buy anything from Starbucks. I hate Starbucks. I don't support that place whatsoever. I hope that all of their employees unionize and get benefits, the ones that I didn't get. But I digress. Let's talk about me and my girl. She was awesome. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, God. She was fucking great. But she just wanted too much too soon. She wanted to get married after like 6 months. And I was just, no. I don't do that. If I'm going to get married to someone, like my younger brother, my older brother, they waited 1.5 years before marrying their wives. And I'm like, at least 6 years, man. You got to get to know that person inside and out. You got to get a background check. You got to do a lot of things, you know. But she wanted to get married. She was from a broken family. So she wanted to get married and just settle down and everything, but I just didn't want to. I was young and I came out here to do comedy, not get married or settle down. So, sorry, sweetheart, but we had a lot of fun together. We would do this thing to make sure that they didn't know we were seeing each other. She would sleep over here at my apartment, and because I've had this place forever, I love this place, but she would sleep over here, and we would have to open the place early in the morning, so we would wake up around 3 a.m. and just start having sex. Oh God, she was amazing in bed, I will say that. She was 20 and I was 28. So it was legit. Eat me. But we would do this thing so nobody knew that we were screwing around, where she would drive to work and I would ride my bike, okay? And I would meet her at work. I would kiss her one last time before she got in her car, and she'd drive to work, and I would be there. I'd meet her there on my bike and be like, hey, what's up? You guys doing? Hey, it's good to see you. Oh, hey, what's up? Okay, let's go to work. You know, her and I would spend the whole day playing grab ass. We would go into, be like, hey, can you help me with some milk real quick? And we'd just go in and start making out. We got caught on camera one time. That's why we had to like put the kibosh on it. But they made a mistake asking her and I to clean the bathroom together. I will say that we took very long, and them pipes got clean. I will say that. She was awesome. But like I said, Starbucks sucked, you know, just like the fact that they want to control your life that much that you can't be working in the same place as your loved one. It's fucking stupid. Fuck you, Starbucks. Fuck you, corporate America. Fuck you, shareholders. Fuck, eat. Fuck you. There you go. My Tourette syndrome just came out. I hate corporate America. I hate Wall Street. I hate all that garbage. I hate capitalism. It's fucking stupid. Oh my god, I've been on for 30 fucking minutes? Oh, Jesus. Oh well, that's my rant. I'm gonna go put my 2-week notice and go to Dave & Buster's. Cause fuck it, man. If I went from working 5 days, 5 days a week to 5 days a month, that tells me your business ain't worth it. So I'm not gonna stick around on a sinking ship. So whatever. Anyhow, enough about me. I'm gonna go to Dave & Buster's a little bit. All right. Have a great day.